Hello, my name is Anne Marie Van Room, and this is my journal to formative assessments. So, examples of the formative assessments that helps inform teachers is um, when the teacher asks the second grade students in the small group to discuss the folklore, the teacher was able to gather information on their speech production. In the secondary design designated English language development class, Mr. Rogers had students speak about animals and their language, and the teacher found that Julio was using his academic vocabulary correctly while he was discussing the animals. Also, assessing students with their transition sentences, Ms. Hartwell takes students' work samples and is able to make mini lessons for students who need support with writing of transitional sentences. Um, so that's how the teachers are able to gather information about the formative assessments that they do. Also, how informative assessments benefit English learners in particular. Well, it provides them immediate feedback, and that feedback is fresh in their mind, so they're able to make adjustments. It evaluates students' learning while the teaching is taking place. Also, actively getting students and teacher involved. Students can monitor the progress as well as a teacher can monitor the student's progress too. Can teachers use formative assessments to gauge students' progress in the language and content knowledge? Monitoring academic language used in the work samples and discussions through observation. Students do demonstrations and their self-reflections, there's work samples, journals, think, pair, share activities, um, their ability to use graphic organizers, and the language games and how it helps students need how it helps their needs during those games. So according to Malvatov, there was a list of ways to gauge students' progress in language and content knowledge. Following these recommendations, the teacher is able to find the student's strengths and weaknesses and make appropriate adjustments and modifications to where the student need most. The way the teacher does this is by the list that was given. So all these ways that the teachers can do this is by their work samples, their journals, and everything else. And the teacher needs to keep note and keep those work samples to track their progress and how they're doing. Formative assessments and timely feedback. According to the 2014 ELA framework figure 8.3, formative assessments assess in immediate learning and needs to be done within proximity of the students in the midst of their learning that took place. Since the formative assessments need to be immediate, the feedback should be immediate as well, since it's considering the student's mindsets. This is all done to assist learning as the learning is taking place at the same time. My own examples of formative assessments. As a teacher in a special education classroom, I have done a lot of formative assessments with my students. My formative assessments look a little different compared to my general education classroom teachers. My assessments are thoughtful and tailored to help my students' special needs. I keep all work samples of my students in their writing portfolios and all the other subjects. I keep the data of the students' academic language used or not used, and a lot of my students have limited speech. So I focus on one or two academic vocabulary words for them to focus on. I monitor through small group discussions who can or cannot use the words, and I adjust my lessons and or I go back to the topic with mini lessons for the students who need it. This is a picture of me and my students discussing a reader lab that we just had. Um, they had to use the word special. So I guided them with saying these phrases, I am special because, and I had them pass around the teddy bear to they know who's talking. And then you could also see a little child using his AAC device, which is also acceptable ways of communicating for him. And I too gauge his progress on how he communicates on that. Thank you so much.